All right, so for this one, for the guided practice, it says the angle UVY. So when they say UVY, so just some quick geometry. The textbook doesn't cover it as nice as I would like it to, but when we say an angle, so this little symbol right here means the measure of an angle. Well, what angle? The one that goes from U, and you just follow the order. The one that goes from the point U down to the point V, and then from the point V to S. So that's the angle. U, or Y, actually. I got to read it better. Y. I know. It's the first thing of the day. So that's the angle. All right, that's the one that they want to know what corresponds to that. So now, if you think of this as like a circle, right? If you think of this like a circle, I bet you the corresponding angle that they want would be what? Well, it's going to be this section right here, right? In other words, if I'm focusing on this angle here, whoops, wrong thing here. If I'm focusing on this angle here, what angle corresponds to that? Well, this one here. So now how do I label that angle? What would you say? Well, I'd have to say angle, and I start with a variable. I'm going to start, see this one starts with U, so now I'm going to start with V, right? That's going to be from here down to here. The next letter is W, and then I go to the last letter, which is Z. They're corresponding because they're in the same section, if you want to think of it. If you imagine this as a circle, and you imagine this as a circle, they're in the same part of the circle, the same slice of pie, so to speak. So now the next question they say is WVY, and so that's a different color. This is WVY, this one here going from here to here, WVY, that's this angle here. And VWT, so I go from V to W to T, that's this angle here. Notice, and I'm going to do it like this. Are what kind of angles? Well, you got to decide two things. Are they inside or outside the parallel lines? Inside, so they're interior, right? Do interior decorators decorate the outside of the house or the inside of the house? The inside, right? Now, with regards to the transversal, are they on the same side or alternate sides? Huh? Alternate. You know what I did is I should have said the alternate part first, because technically it's called alternate, and I'm going to abbreviate, alternate interior. Okay. And then it wants us to find the measure. When you put that little M there, when we say M, that is pronounced the measure of, that's what that little M stands for, the angle, whatever the angle is. So I need to know SVW. Well, currently it's 4x, right? So if I say the angle of SV, let me get a different color actually. So let's do green. The measure of SVW is this little angle here. So the angle SVW is currently equal to 4x. So now how do I find, how do I find the actual number though? Yeah. So I need to know the measurement of VWT, and the measurement of V, that's this angle here, WT is equal to 5x. Do you guys see that? Well, what do we know about uh, same side interior angles? What do we know about that? Well, we should know that same side interior angle SW or SVW plus the angle VWT has to add up to what? 180. So we're going to do a little math over here to the side. We're going to say 4x plus 5x is equal to 180. Combine like terms. 4x plus 5x is 9x. And that's set equal to 180. Divide by 9, and I get x equals 180 divided by 9, which is 20 degrees. All right, well, that's kind of close, but remember, this has got to be 4 times 20, right? What's 4 times 20? 80. And this one right here has got to be 5 times 20. So what's 5 times 20? 100. What do those add up to? 180. Good. So it says when two parallel lines are cut by the transversal, the same side interior, and I'll abbreviate because I'm running out of room, are supplementary. That means that angle 1 plus angle 2 have to add up to 180. Supplementary means the angles add up to 180. Okay? It says, what can you conclude about the interior angles formed by the two parallel lines cut by the transversal? The same side interior are supplementary. And the alternate interior are what? Congruent. Now, in just a second, I'm going to let you guys work on your homework. But what I need you to do, don't fold your books and put them under your desk. You're going to go to this page right here, because this is what I just taught you. Angle pairs formed by a transversal. Page 347, I believe. I want to see this page open in your book on everybody's desk, because all of your homework questions are going to ask you, what about this angle? What about that angle? What angles are congruent? There's going to be one where you solve to see what the angles are, just like this last example. And you need to know what's congruent and what's supplementary. Okay? You need to know what's congruent and what's supplementary. All right? These first three, these are congruent. Write this down in your book. This is congruent. Okay? And this right here, those are supplementary. That means those angles add up to 180. Got it? And to help you out a little more, linear pair oh, that's not a very good linear. Linear pairs, they share the same line, are also supplementary. And if you can't understand the labeling, Mr. Adams' little trick there, big equals big, small equals small, big plus small equals 180. And when is it that all angles are congruent? When the transversal is perpendicular to the parallel lines. Okay? That's it. Go ahead and jump in there on school.